Good morning, it's FinnGraves, and this is How Not to Build a Tiny House in Expert Attempts. I had a workshop weekend last weekend and started working on this space. Perfect. See that light right there? Like, that's what I want to catch with the moosh of this gunk, right? Because it's just like old house paint on a pressboard thing. Though it's better quality pressboard. But that's like so much like just painting. You know, it's like painting, but it's furniture refurbishing because I need some more storage space. This entire project has made me seriously reconsider my life choices because on one hand, it's fun to refurbish furniture and it's fun to take old ugly things. This was an old ugly pressboard thing and turn it into a bright blue storage container, and it's still pretty sturdy. And on the other hand, oh my goodness, there's so much stuff. Yeah, texture-wise, using gloves to do this process, I've just started using gloves in my studio practice, and in dishwashing and wearing gloves makes everything easier. You can just throw it away. It's awesome. Cerulean blue. This color, I really like blue. Blue is a big color in my life. I use it for healing, and I use it for insight and for psychic dreaming, things like that. I like all that stuff, and I like to be intentional in my color choices. But that texture is great. So, my Uncle Bill, who's not actually my uncle, but he works next door to the tattoo shop, he gave me these overalls, and this is the weekend when I destroy them. Removing everything to paint the ceiling. So this is a project that I think I thought was going to be done in like a week, and have now realized it's going to probably take a full year. It's probably going to take a full year to do this. And I was listening to Brene Brown and thinking and dreaming and plotting and finding rest hidden in the walls, literally. And one of the Brene Brown podcasts that came up was this conversation about you're never ready. You just have to do it. And if not now, then when? And so I've always wanted to tackle a tiny house. I have wanted to tackle a tiny house for 12, 15 years. And now I have one. And it's a lot more work than I thought it would be. So much more work than I thought it would be, actually. So here's the corner that stopped me last winter because it got cold and I needed to make everything warm. So that corner, bane of my existence, except I put a mirror in front of it so you couldn't tell that it was annoying. Kills is amazing. The first part of the workshop I painted with not kills, and it took 3 coats to get to the same level. Remember to dry brush your crevices. Kills paint is the shit. Dear Kills Restoration, send more paint. I need like 7 more gallons. And do you come in blue? Because I would like a good blue. Just saying. I got needs, you know? Sponsorship as an artist. Give me some Kills paint and some damn good paintbrushes. And like a real good shop vac. So I've been using this process of painting and doing the work on my little workshop area as a body doubling process. I find I don't want to have someone around all the time. I need a lot of help to do the projects that I do, and my friends show up for that and they help me do projects all the time, but I need to be able to get things done on my own. And one of the ways that I do that is I listen to a bunch of music, I listen to podcasts, and I time-lapse. This was a big deal, conquering that corner. Painting whatever you want on walls is fun. What I painted was I can do hard things. And I hadn't even listened to the Brene Brown podcast yet, and that's what they were talking about. They were talking about how you hit intensely overwhelmed in a creative life, and you hit just like, I don't even know what to do, so I'm gonna paint something white, you know, because for me, like, painting things off, taping off this tool, painting things off into a clear canvas space because I'm a painter makes me think I can do something about it. And just the way that like old tables will look better. I love the old rustic farmhouse aesthetic. I love it. I love really durable furniture. I like tools. I think tools are sexy. And this mirror, I had to break the mirror to do it. And it's hard for me to break a mirror. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, you're beautiful. But you have to be willing to break shit to move things. I'm not actually going to keep count of all the nails. I'm just making a point to myself of the work that I'm doing, because sometimes it just feels like I'm doing nothing. I feel like one of the things that I could do is I could plan these videos better, but I don't plan the way regular people plan. I plan with vision boards and big pictures and post-it notes and clear spaces and room to do weird shit. Like, that's how I plan. And right here I'm thinking about Tom Sawyer, and I'm just thinking about all the people who have helped me do projects. And I go back and back to that, and people are like, oh, Finn, like Huckleberry Finn? And I'm like, no. And there's Ash. Ash is great. Ash gave me my first tattoo machine. Yeah, tired Finn. Trying to learn to rest. Solo day complete, that's how far we got. The next day begins. Day 2. It does really make me sore. Putting ideas to rest. So I have a hope chest in there that you'll see on my Stretching with Dogs video. But I put stuff in it when I want it to let go of it or manifest new things. Time-lapsing is nuts. Moving at hyperspeed is just crazy to me, because they condense a whole hour into 30 seconds. And so this is a 15-minute video total, but this is 2 full days of work with 2 people. Isn't that crazy? And learning that I need a cute comfort area to keep me sane has been... So this project, because it's not gonna be done the way I want it to be, but I do know how to make it cute, lets me just breathe a little more. And each process, because this is happening in chunks, because I have too much stuff and I am living in the area and I am a full-time working artist, so I have like things to produce for the Patreon. And so these working on my workshop videos are part of the Patreon content now, y'all, because this is what I'm doing. I hope you get something from it. Like, I don't know, it's funny. It's funny to see it. Look how fast we go. So much faster with another person. We took a pause there and we talked about the first time we'd swept up like things with our family. Myra introduced 2 new amazing tools. The light right there. I didn't think you could put a light on things. And she vacuumed up the spiders for me. I hit my like max of spider vacuuming, and she just dedicated and did it and took out nails and vacuumed and just like cleared and cleaned. And it was such a relief. So she helped with the thing that was the hardest for me, which was vacuuming. Like, I could do all the other stuff and she couldn't really pick up all the random items and put them where they should be because she doesn't have to live in the area, right? And then she helped me move the big mirror in the closet area. Yeah, that one. But I drilled it because I wanted to be the one to break it. Good job. And we didn't break it. One of the things that's been really hard for me and has felt vulnerable is showcasing stuff like, oh my God, there are spiders in my tiny house because it's an old workshop. But like, logically, spiders are gonna be there, and finding all of them and vacuuming them up is like such a relief, like such a satisfying relief. And I have a deal with spiders. I give them a good brooming, and then I take a 15-minute break, and then spider rapture comes. Dikes, docks, and power tools. It's fun to come up with different forms of filming to see the different angles, guys. Like, I'm really enjoying this, and I feel self-centered doing it, but I also think it's kind of fun to see people rework a thing. If this wasn't me and I was just watching it, I'd be like, look at them go. They're just moving shit everywhere. So look at them go. They're just moving shit everywhere. Yes. Every time somebody helps me, it makes me feel really loved. And people talk about like love languages and how certain ones are bigger, right? But doing a home remodel alone is daunting. I literally can't do this without my friends helping me. I couldn't reach all the way on the top of that ladder to get the middle part. So I have to ask Christopher for help because he's taller than me, you know? So that ties back into Amanda Palmer and the way that she wrote The Art of Asking. I'm trying foam sealant. And so Christopher's and my deal is that he's getting me the materials and I'm learning how to use them. I found out after this that you do not fill this, don't use spray foam for concrete cracks. But like I said, the project title came at this moment and was like, How Not to Build a Tiny Art House in Expert Attempts. You're welcome. This is what you get access to on my Patreon. Feedback and behind the scenes shots of me building this tiny little art house and sending you mail that I make in it. That's like what you get. And my buddy Ben, he suggested, and he just signed up for my Patreon actually, he suggested that I give the Patreon a break and not make things for it. But I break for fleeing spiders. Not really chaos in my life, because my life is just like this. And part of being part of my friend group who has signed up for my Patreon, like I don't have any people that are like, oh, I love your content. It's just people who love me and are like, okay, I'll give her money to see what she comes up with. Oh, and that's amazing, because queer's in the closet, you know? Myra is a cutting demon. Dude, this bitch is awesome. She just she can powerhouse stuff that I'm just exhausted. And then this is where her shirt gets damaged and it makes me really happy. So watch. Working through exhaustion is common as an artist. There's the moment. And then I just was delighted. I was delighted that there was paint on her shirt. Like, look, I painted on you. By proxy, we made a paint print. Oh my God. Ridiculous idea. Besides the booty shot, which, guys, so the first 20 videos were just my ass, and I've gotten so much better at just not showing my ass. So I feel successful as an editor. Yes, I have low standards for myself. It's my first fucking time, okay? Baby, we're done after this. I talked to her about this upcoming weekend because we have another full paint day. And I was like, I want to go to the woods too. Don't let me just do this all weekend. One last thing though, because it's never a direct route anywhere. And I want this fucking closet so that I can put things away in it. I don't like mess, guys. Oh, tired, Finn. Okay. It's time to rest now. Okay, put stuff done. Okay, one more last spider rapture. Whew. Okay. And now we gotta clean everything up. That's why if you're exhausted, you should stop, because you still have 15 minutes to clean everything up. Clean up, everybody everywhere. Clean up, everybody do your share. I come here every night to work, man. You can grab an axe, or you can step aside.